Or good afternoon, I should say, and welcome to another video. This is my fourth day in a row consistently uploading, and I'm sorry that today's video came out a little bit later than the other ones have, but I had a really busy day, and I really want to continue on these consistent daily uploads. So, today instead of doing a prediction video or a opinionated video, this is just going to be a sports news video in all cases and subjects. So, first off, if you like this sort of content, please like the video, subscribe to my channel, check out the other videos, links will be in the description, and comment anything that you find interesting in the world of sports or anything that you think that I missed that would be important to include. So let's get right into it. So, the first piece of news we have today is about Austin Rivers and Lou Williams of the Rockets and the Clippers, respectively. So, the NBA has been sent to a bubble in Disneyland, where they're supposed to quarantine for a certain amount of time while the teams, before the season starts. And both of these players had to break the bubble because of personal reasons. Austin Rivers broke it because of family issues that we don't know when he'll return, and Lou Williams said that he expects to return sometime soon. There's not a whole lot of information right now. A couple of the players on the Rockets actually reported to the bubble later than they were expected to. So there have been some interesting developments there. Basketball is supposed to start on July 31st, so watch out for that. And I'll let you know if there are any more developments about players leaving the bubble or players that aren't going to be starting the season. Next, we have baseball. Baseball opened up with a bang. Anthony Fauci threw the opening pitch at the Nationals home opener. They played the first game of the season, and the man himself in charge of getting the resources and trying to get the vaccine and all the important stuff that's been going on that have been saving lives. Mr. Fauci has been an integral part of what the United States has been doing, and this is a great way to commemorate him and letting him open the opening pitch to start off the season. So, in the first just 2 days of baseball, we have already some interesting things. There's only two teams, as of the point that I'm filming this video, that have won 2 games and lost 0, the Dodgers and the Cardinals. There are a couple of games being played right now by undefeated teams that aren't going very well, but they don't have a conclusion yet. And there are 2 games tonight for teams that haven't won a game yet, that have already won a game this season. But currently, as the time I'm recording, the Cardinals and the Dodgers are the only 2 teams that have won both of their games, and they won them pretty handily as well. Another piece of interesting news is that the Red Sox pulled out a 13-2 victory against the Cardinals, against the Orioles in their game yesterday in the home opener. The Red Sox lost the second game of the series, but they had a very fashionable opening to this 60-game unorthodox season. There's also a lot of news about the NFL, because NFL season is coming up. It hasn't started yet, but this is how the preseason is going to look. There is no preseason. There are 0 preseason games. Veterans could have reported to training camp as early as July 15th, and rookies can only report to training camp starting July 28th. Rookies and other players that are on a special list, whether they have injuries or other related concerns, are also pushed back to the 28th. This is interesting about the no preseason because, of course, that's going to limit the contact between the players. But also, that means that rookies and teams with rookie quarterbacks aren't going to have the important time that they need with those rookie quarterbacks to practice on field in real life games. So, as I was saying, teams with rookies that are integral parts of their offense, such as quarterbacks or running backs or star wide receivers, aren't going to have those crucial times with the preseason games where they can practice on field against other teams that really gets the players acclimated to the NFL and not college. So that's really too bad for some of those teams that might struggle at the beginning of the season if their quarterback has never played an NFL game before. We might see more backups, veteran backup starting games towards the beginning before we see the rookies coming in. Also, what I think is the most interesting piece of news that we've had this week. The Washington Redskins have changed their name temporarily to the Washington Football Team. Yes, the Washington Redskins have had all of this time to think of new names for their team. And what they come up with, temporarily, mind you, is the Washington Football Team. I love it. I think that it is wonderful. I think that it's great to have for one season because everyone's going to look back in the record books and see the Washington Football Team across the standings. It would be really great if the Washington Football Team actually won the Super Bowl this year. I don't see it happening, but I would appreciate that. But to be completely serious, the Redskins is a very offensive mascot and a very offensive name. I think that it's good that they're changing it, and I think that it's too bad that they couldn't think of something more original in the time that they had, but hopefully they can think of something more original by this time next year, because I don't think that the Washington Football Team is the most attractive name in the world, to say the least. And finally, the news you've all been waiting for. Antonio Brown. This man has been on 3 teams in the past 12 months. He has retired twice in the past 12 months, or announced his retirement at least. And on 2 of these teams, he has played 0 to 1 games. He hasn't started a single game on the Patriots or the Raiders. I don't know if the Patriots game was considered a start. But he's played 1 game out of those 2 teams. He played for the Steelers in the previous season, but they just couldn't work out a contract deal. On top of all of this confusion, he was met with indecent assault allegations, and is now on probation and is waiting for Goodell to give him the green light to play football. So he retired. So he was talking to the Seahawks and trying to get a deal with them in early July, and then ended up announcing his retirement on July 19th, and then 2 days later, just a few days ago, he started trying to negotiate with the Seahawks again. So he currently is still on probation. Goodell needs to approve him, which should happen before the beginning of the season. He should be approved to play, but this is the second time that he's retired and come out of retirement just like that. So I still would caution any team from mingling with Antonio Brown. He doesn't seem to know what he wants in his football career right now, and I think that that's a little scary for a general manager, a head coach, or for a teammate. Because if you're a player that could be retiring or not, but is also very amazing but very volatile, it's a very interesting situation to be in. I would caution the Seahawks in making this transaction, but he also is a very talented player, and with Russell Wilson could do wonders for that team. So I think that no matter what happens, it'll be interesting to see what happens with Antonio Brown this season. I actually have a quote from him that he posted on Instagram. I have complied with each and every ask of your investigations through the past 11 months. You have had access to all my phones. You know what the deal is in each and every situation that the media has distorted. I have been seeing the therapist you asked me to. I have worked on all aspects of my life this past year, and have become a better man because of it. The fact that you refuse to provide a deadline and the reason that the fact that you won't resolve your investigation is completely unacceptable. I demand you provide me clarity on this situation immediately, if you really care about my well-being. My legal team continues to ask and provide no answers. How is it that the league can just drag its feet on any investigation it chooses on players, and we just have to sit there in limbo? Need an update so I can talk to these teams properly? They're waiting on you. And at NFL, let's get this through. Let's get this thing moving. We've got history to make. So Antonio Brown, in that quote, sounds fired up for this season, as he rightfully should be. I think that with the Seahawks, he would make a great fit, and they could make a Super Bowl run. So that's it for this week in sports. Like I said previously, comment down below what you found interesting. Like and subscribe. Tell your friends about this channel because it is a growing channel, and any support that I could have would be greatly appreciated. I'm going to try and make my content better and better every week as I go along, and make consistent video uploads every single day. So check back if you like this video. That was This Week in Sports. Check back next Saturday for another one of these segments, and I will see you all tomorrow.